It is May 5th. Happy Cinco de Mayo. And I actually read 5 books last month, so let's talk about them. We'll start with the books I read digitally. So the first is Seasons of Glass and Iron by Amal El-Mohtar. This was a collection of short stories. Most of them are like fantasy related. A lot of them having to do with women and our relationships with each other and with the world around us. And I thought it was overall like really good. There were definitely some stories that hit harder than others, but I think like the purple prose that El-Mohtar is able to stick into such short stories and the amount of thinking that it makes me do is really great, and I had a great time. After that, I read volume 1 of Sailor Moon. I have never watched the Sailor Moon TV show. I haven't read any of the comics or the manga before, so this is like a first for me. I enjoyed it, but there were a few things that were surprising. So good surprises, like she's a terrible student, very reluctant hero. We love to see that. It's so fun. Less fun, she's like 13 or 14 and she's wearing a skirt that short. I don't like that. And there are some implications that she may or may not be immortal. And she better be if she's wearing a skirt like that. What the hell? Anyway. And as far as physical books, I read Not Another Love Song by Julie Soto. This is a romance that surrounds around 2 musicians, and I think the way that music played a part in the romance was really good. So they weren't just the jobs, like the music was a part of our experience of reading the book, and I thought that that was really fun. I do think that it was a little bit cheesy in some areas, and there was a miscommunication trope, and you know I'm not a fan of those, but overall it was actually pretty decent. And I read this graphic memoir, Persepolis, about a young woman and her adolescence in Iran during unrest. I loved this. I thought it was so good, and it definitely made me reflect a lot on what it means to be a revolutionary, the experience of resistance. I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. I'm so glad to have read it, and I would read Persepolis too. Last but not least, I ended the month with A Tempest of Tea by Hafsa Faizal. This is a fantasy that is also like a motley crew, planning a heist. Overall, I like really enjoyed it. But I will say there were times where I got lost. There were paragraphs that I had to reread, and I don't know if that's user error. Like, I don't know if that's my problem or if that's a writing issue. Maybe I'm just like having a hard time following as many perspectives as we get in this book, but I did struggle in some areas understanding what's going on, but I was having a good time the whole time. Okay, love these characters, the plot was fun, and I will be reading the second book. That's my summary for the month. It was a bit of a slower month this month, but I did do a lot of bookish activities. We'll take it, and we'll see what May has to offer. And I'll record a balancing my bookshelves next if you want to see that. Love you. Bye bye.